the Trading Post here on this Wednesday. As promised, the one and only Brian Johnson from the Fulton County Community Foundation. No, not the rock star.
Yeah, one of the one and onlys.
One of the one and onlys.
Yeah.
The Fulton County one and only.
Yeah, there you go.
Brian Johnson joins us as, well, we kind of previewed what you would be talking about because it's the end of the month. And
it's the end of the month.
Right after Thanksgiving, it's always Giving Tuesday.
That first Tuesday after Thanksgiving coming up.
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And so we'll be there to help celebrate.
WROI will be there.
We'll be
so
there.
Listen to us on Tuesday. Yeah. So
we'll be there about 11 to 1.
We'll just lead off with that.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about Giving Tuesday. So Giving Tuesday is something that the Community Foundation has participated in for a number of years. It's one of those times where we can celebrate the impact that we've had in Fulton County over the past year. Say thank you to donors, to organizations, to people that volunteer their time and talent to make Fulton County a pretty awesome place to live. So the event happens this year on December 3rd. Thanksgiving is late this year, so I have to get in mind of it's in December instead of November.
Normally we're talking November, yes.
We are, but so it's the first Tuesday after Thanksgiving, so this year it's December 3rd. Just a way to kick off that season of holiday giving. We celebrate this. We'll be at our office, 227 East 9th Street here in Rochester, starting at 10 a.m. We'll be open till about 5:30 that evening, and we'll have lunch from 11 to 2. So come have some lunch with us. Come hungry. We'll have plenty of food. We need some help eating all this. As you mentioned, Randy, WROI will be live starting about 11 that morning, going through the lunch hour. We'll be hearing from some organizations that we've supported. We'll be hearing from some donors. We'll be hearing potentially from some board members. We'll also be celebrating. We've created a Lifetime Philanthropy Award. I'm really excited this year. An example of somebody who's made a huge impact in the community and the Community Foundation. Really exciting to celebrate that as well. And just I'd invite folks to come out, learn a little bit about what the foundation does. It's a good day. Like I said, we'll celebrate the grants that we've given. I was looking at some numbers over the past year, and when you think about year to date, scholarships and grants and everything that we've done in Fulton County, we've given out over $1 million.
Wow.
That's pretty. It's a pretty humbling number when we start looking at that and thinking about the impact that donors have made possible. That $1 million has come from donors in the past saying, I want to support this cause, or I want to support the community and make a difference. So really exciting to be able to celebrate all those things that we've been able to do. We do have some matches that we've been talking about for the past, one of them for the past year. We're excited. Lilly Endowment has offered us a $2 match for every dollar donated, up to $375,000 donated.
And the drum roll?
The drum roll, we're over 280,000 of that. I've been saying that it probably won't last till the end of the year. So if somebody wants to get involved in that, and that is specifically for our community funds. Those are funds that help us as a grant committee and community foundation make grants to needs in the community as they arise. And so we're over $280,000 raised.
Wow.
Our goal is $375,000. Thank you to Lilly Endowment for the $750,000 that they'll give us to match that $375,000. So if you put your math together there, 280 subtracted from 375. I'm not a math major, but that's under 100,000
yes,
left.
It is.
We've been
with a month to go before
with
the
a
end of the
month
year.
to go. So I'm saying, if you want to get part of that match, see us on or before Giving Tuesday.
Yeah.
So really exciting. We also have a couple of extra matching opportunities thanks to Chris and Rex and Matt out at Rapid View. They've provided us a dollar for dollar match for the Fulton County Animal Center, up to $10,000 for an endowment fund that we have there. and $20,000 dollar for dollar match for the Outlet Youth Center. And we'll talk a little bit specifically about those organizations here in a bit, but if you're interested in supporting either of those go to endowment funds that help organizations on a long-term basis. So it's really neat to see how those are supported, and we have those matching opportunities available now.
Brian, tell quick, if it can happen quickly, give us a brief description. You said endowment, and then you talk about grants. Kind of tell the difference. People may be out there wondering.
So I'm glad you asked that question, because I always like to define endowment when somebody says that. An endowment is where a donor makes a gift. Those gifts are then invested, and then every year those earnings come back to whatever cause the donor said. If they said, I want to support a specific cause, it goes to that. In the case of our funds that are matched 2-for-1, those are community funds, or if there are accountants listening, you would classify those as unrestricted funds. Basically, donors have given those with no restrictions, and they say use these for the most important thing at this time.
Right.
So those earnings off of the endowments that are invested are what make these grants possible. And it's really neat to see after you get into a period of years where those donations are still invested, still producing earnings, but those earnings have actually surpassed what the gift has been. With our financials, it takes about 20 to 25 years to reach that point where you've given out the same or more than what an initial gift was. And again, I'm not great with math, but we started in '93. So we're 31 years into this.
Yeah.
We have quite a few funds that have actually given out more than what the gifts have been given to these funds, including some of these community funds.
Awesome.
And they're still giving out.
Yeah.
So it's really needed. Endowments are that long-term support. When we talk about the two organizations that have the matching opportunities, that's helping them build for the future for those long-term support. So what happens every year is we have the opportunity to say, here is a check from your endowment fund. Use it to support your organization. So it's really neat to see that process. Sometimes people look at that and they say, oh, that's a pretty small percentage of what the gift was. And I say, yeah, but that happens this year, that happens next year, that happens 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road. And it's really neat to see how those support long-term needs. One of my favorite funds is a scholarship fund that the gift was $600,000. A few years ago, the scholarships from the fund surpassed $700,000. Wow. And oh, by the way, it's given out another $30,000 this year to support Rochester High School's students. So it's really neat to see how that works. So, and that's really our main goal at the Community Foundation, is to build these endowment funds. And when we talk about that $1 million that we gave away, that's $1 million that we know is going to end up in our community. We don't have to compete with neighboring counties, with neighboring cities for that. We know that those funds are going to be used to support local. So we mentioned Lilly Endowment with this matching opportunity, but really that was one of the main goals that Lilly Endowment had, was to create local organizations, help create local organizations that can capture those dollars locally and make an impact locally. So it's neat when I see the impact of the gifts that I've given combined with everybody else's gifts to support things in our local community. It's really a neat thing.
Yeah.
So
it's money, just, like you said, every little bit counts, and when everybody gives a little, it really adds up.
And that's the goal of a community foundation. You don't have to be independently wealthy to create your own foundation. My gift can be joined with everybody else's gift that gives to community funds and make these huge grants possible. We think about specifically with community funds, over $270,000 will be spent by the end of the year.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Community fund grants, it's pretty cool to see that impact. So thanks to everybody who have supported that match. Like I said, if you want to get in on it, probably should do it between now and Giving Tuesday, or come in, have lunch with us on Giving Tuesday, make a donation. We talk about end of year giving. This is a time when a lot of people are thinking about that. So great opportunity if you're thinking about tax planning. I know we get really excited about that this time of year. It's kind of interesting. I've heard it described as voluntary and involuntary giving. I have a tax bill that I need to pay. I can't say, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay my taxes this year. The IRS might have something to say about that.
They might.
But all gifts to the community foundation are tax deductible, so maybe I can say I'm going to lighten my tax bill a little bit by making a gift to something that I care about, that I see locally. Not that our taxes aren't used for that, there's a purpose for them. But maybe I can direct that to an organization that I'm passionate about, or to help make grants in the community for organizations. So I always encourage folks, talk to your tax planning professional, whether that be a CPA, financial advisor. One thing that's been very popular recently is IRA charitable rollovers. If you have a traditional IRA, every year you meet age requirements, you have to take a distribution out of that, whether you want that or not. A rollover directly to a charitable organization such as the community foundation can fulfill that requirement, let you direct that to something that you're passionate about, and feel good and see the impact here locally.
So benefit everybody.
Yeah, so now is the time before the end of the year, and Giving Tuesday would be a perfect time to stop in and say, hey, we want to make a gift. Yes. We want to support something locally. So really neat to see that. So I'd encourage folks, come out Giving Tuesday, December 3rd, 10 a.m. to 5:30. We'll have lunch from 11 to 2. If you can't make it in person, listen to WROI. What's the phrase? As heard on WROI.
As heard, yeah, there you go.
So I think that's the official broadcast lingo. We'll be having some fun interviews, hear a little bit of the impact. If you come into the office, we'll have some information about all the grants that we've made over the past year. And
if somebody wants to make a donation but they can't get in there, can they call?
They can call. They can call. Give us a call. 574-224-3223, or you can make a gift online.
Okay.
That's become very popular. NICF.org. There's a lot of folks that may have requirements outside of the community that day, just can't make it. If you want to participate, you can make that gift. Give us a call. You can mail us a check. You can get online and see all the good things that we've got going on. So It's really an exciting time. So
looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Come hungry.
Yes.
Tomorrow is Thanksgiving.
It is. I might be ready to
between Thanksgiving and Tuesday. You probably will have enough room to have a little bit more lunch. But I did want to highlight the two organizations that we have the additional match for. Just some neat stats and information about these organizations. The Fulton County Animal Center, one of my favorite organizations. I'm always in danger when I go out there of coming home with an additional family member. I haven't done that for at least a year.
Yeah, the kids appreciate that. Now,
the kids
I'm not sure about the wife.
Well, yeah, we all appreciate it, but we've had the opportunity to adopt a couple of times from the Animal Center, and just a great experience. One thing that I appreciate is they really try and find an animal to match you up with. Right. A couple years ago, there was one that we were looking at, and they worked with him and finally said, doesn't get along well with other dogs. Well, we had one at home that was a 2017 alumni of the Animal Center, and so part of it is a dog needs to get along with the one we have now.
Right.
So last year had an opportunity to adopt a puppy. That's a fun experience. It's been a little while since we had a puppy at home, and so now we have two alumni,
two graduates.
The Fulton County Animal Center, and it was a great experience when they said, this dog socializes well with others. It's not just here's a dog, take it home, don't bring it back. And they really work with you with the foster to adopt, take it, try, and see if the animal gets along with others. But it was interesting this morning, some of the information that the Animal Center has on their page, some of the stats, and this really surprised me, just the number. These are 2023 stats. They had 534 cats adopted throughout the year.
Wow. That's
It's almost 2 cats a day.
That's crazy.
And really appreciate all the efforts. If you're around at some local businesses, sometimes you'll see cats there, kittens there, that are adoptable. I always encourage folks to go up and check them out, pet them. You might take one of them home.
Yes. Keep my wife away from there.
Okay. Well, we'll make a note of that. And then also dogs. 226 dogs adopted. We're one of those numbers in that stat, and really great to see the impact. You think about that's a huge number of animals. That really surprised me when I started looking at that and thinking, what would happen to these animals if we didn't have the animal center? And they do an awesome job. So appreciate all they do. They've been very proactive with things like spay and neuter programs. We've had the opportunity to participate in a spay and neuter program with some barn cats that we had hanging around our house. That's one of the ways to avoid overpopulation, and really a great program there. So we're fortunate to have the animal center, all the staff, all the volunteers that do so much for these animals. The other organization that has a matching opportunity is the Outlet Youth Center, and some of the things that go on there. Of course, the after-school program. Had the opportunity to be down there last week, and I think there were about 30 middle schoolers. Had a good time, very polite, just a great environment for students to realize that, hey, there are adults in this community that care about me and want to make sure that I have something to eat and some good activities.
Even help with studies.
Yeah. And there's a couple of them that I can beat at basketball occasionally, but they're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
So, but that's a neat program. Recently, they've gotten involved, partnered with the Rochester Community School, and are offering the ASE program.
Oh, awesome.
For some of the students to go down and experience things outside of the classroom setting. They've done some really neat tours, some things around the community, and some education outside of the classroom. A really neat program, so appreciate all the folks that are involved in that program. Something else that's fun, preschool book club.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I've gone and hung out with some preschoolers. We always have a lot of fun with that. They do that every Friday morning at 10:30. Although this Friday is Black Friday, so
no,
probably won't show up for that.
No.
But just a fun time. Have a former teacher involved in that, and the kids have a lot of fun. There's some music involved and crafts, and of course snacks.
Oh, that's
we can't go without snacks.
No, gotta have snacks.
And so a wonderful opportunity for all ages at the youth center. And then something else that is interesting is they have a community room in the front that's available for rent. When I talked with the staff, they talked about, there's not a weekend that goes by that we don't have something. Sunday we were leaving town after church, and one of the boys asked, I said, what's going on at the youth center? Because there were cars in the parking lot. And I said, well, there's probably a group getting together, or a birthday party, or something fun like that. So a really neat organization, and providing some opportunities for students in our community that may not have those otherwise. And then as we wrap up, I kind of wanted to we talked about community funds, and that is a general term. So what does that mean? And I think the best way to talk about community funds is maybe highlight some of the grants that we've made from those. So these are, I guess, maybe some of the lesser known grants. Do you know what a dry fire hydrant is? I did not.
I do.
Okay, I figured you probably have some experience here with firefighting. I had no idea what a dry hydrant installation is, but at the start of the year, we were able to award the Nyona South Mud Lake Boosters a dry hydrant. So it's a way for fire departments to access water from the lake. They don't have to throw a hose in and suck it out. It's really a neat process. hopefully they never have to use it.
Right.
But
those are one of those.
it's good to know that it's there in
Yeah.
case it is. So that was one of the things that we were able to help with. Akron Youth League. One of my favorite things is youth sports, watching kids play, have a good time, learn about life, be encouraged. And we're able to help with some upgrades to the girls' dugouts at the Akron Youth League. Also, they needed to make some repairs to the concession stand door. And so that was something we were able to help with. I may be getting stuck on a theme here, but back to firefighters. Something we've been able to help with the last few years are Lucas devices or automatic chest compression devices. One that we were able to help with actually ended up over in Henry Township at the fire department over there with changes in EMS. We wanted to make sure that that was available no matter what the ambulance service, because a lot of times those volunteer firefighters are the first ones that show up on scene. A really amazing group of individuals that volunteer and wanted to make sure they were well equipped, so helped with that purchase. Something that came back this year was the Rochester Summer Parks program.
They did.
I
Came
saw
back thriving.
Yes, there was a great turnout and so many great activities. Really exciting to see how that developed, and rumor has it there's plans for next year, so
That's a good thing.
looking forward to that. Something that's maybe not quite as exciting, we were able to help partner with a number of organizations to provide a housing study, and that's we're starting to see some fruits of that labor, and it's not only a housing study but implementation program as well. So if you've been looking for a house lately, you know that's not an easy thing to do because there's not many out there. So hopefully this will help provide some more living options. Another one, talking about youth sports, the Blackadder Memorial Sports Complex, and we're able to help with a couple of things out there, provide a grant and also a matching opportunity that they were able to fill up pretty quick.
Yes.
People are passionate about youth sports, so help with some renovations. I had the experience to benefit from this grant sitting on the bleachers at the soccer field. This summer as I watched one of my sons play, and so that was a great opportunity, and also some renovations to the dugouts on the girls softball side.
Awesome.
Fire department. I'm still stuck on fire department.
Fire department youth.
Abanabi Township. We're able to help them replace some equipment, keep those firefighters safe. We appreciate those volunteers that do so much and want to make sure that they're well equipped with that. Another one that maybe flew under the radar for a lot of folks, we have the Fulton County Soil and Water Conservation District to help provide some education. We're able to help provide some furnishings for a trailer that they have that they use for education. We're going over to Kewanna, the Hardery. They were able to start what they call a community channel, providing some events and information online for folks, and also do some improvements to the Hardery building over there. And one last one that I wanted to mention, Food Finders Mobile Food Pantry. Food Finders serves food banks in the area, but they also do mobile food pantries throughout the area. So you see the truck come to town, and you see a lot of cars line up and feed so many families through that. That's just kind of a snapshot of a handful. We don't have time to talk about all of them that we have on the list, but when we talk about those community funds, those are some of the things that help make Fulton County, whether it be a safe place, whether it be a fun place, whether it be a place where my basic needs are met, like food and shelter. Just kind of a snapshot of some of the things that we've been able to be a part of. So thank you to the donors that have made this possible. Thank you to the folks that are involved in these organizations that are looking out for folks that may need just a little bit of help or some additional recreation opportunities. It's really cool to see how these dollars are put to work and make an impact here locally where we can enjoy it. So, well, a reminder, Giving Tuesday, December 3rd, next Tuesday. We'll be at the office from 10 a.m. to 5:30, lunch from 11 to 2. Come join us, learn a little bit about what we've done. If you can't make it, listen to WROI. give us a call, 574-224-3223, or check us out online, nicf.org. You can make donations there. You can also check us out on Facebook, Northern Indiana Community Foundation, and find out some of the great things we're doing. But if you have time, stop by our office, 227 East 9th Street here in Rochester. Help us celebrate all the great things that we've been able to do in Fulton County. I probably should say our office will be closed tomorrow for Thanksgiving, and also Friday for the day after Thanksgiving, but we'll be open again on Monday. So we'll be there all day today, and we're looking forward to Tuesday.
Brian, thank you for stopping in. We'll look forward to talking to you again more about Giving Tuesday on Tuesday.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you. Brian Johnson.